Okay, it's a little after 7. Councilman Lant is running a little late doing some of his fire chief business, but he indicated to go ahead without him, and he'll get here as soon as he can. So I will call to order the July 3rd meeting of the Wilton Town Board, and we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Supervisor Johnson.
Here.
Councilman Lant. Councilwoman Klepetar.
She's excused.
Deputy Supervisor Stryker.
Here.
Councilman McEachran.
Here. Hey, Sandy, is there anybody signed up for public comment over there?
We're giving you a break.
Nope, they're giving you a break.
Okay. We have minutes pending from the June meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll put forth the motion to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any discussion on the minutes or recommended changes? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Okay, we have 4 appointments to the Park and Rec Commission. Their terms are expiring, is it this month, Sue? They've all been contacted and indicated that they would like to be reappointed to the commission. They've all served very well, and they've been on there for some time. So, is there a motion to approve Joe Bartol, Brendan Garrity, Tom Coons, and Lynette Robinson?
I'll put forth the motion to reappoint Joe Bartol, Brendan Garrity, Tom Coons, and Lynette Robinson to the Park and Rec Commission.
So are they all expired at the same time? the term?
No, Lynette was different. Hers had expired, so we're just putting her back in.
All right, well, you'll take care of when
I will.
they're appointed, but they all expire this month.
Correct.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
I'll make a second.
Oh, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Are there any committee reports? Okay, moving on. Jeff?
Yeah, the first one on the budget transfers that require town board approval. Any questions?
Telephone, iPad.
Yeah, they're the building department got 2 new iPads.
Okay.
Two iPads. And that allow them to go out in the field. Okay, we've had that. This is just the extra cost of a monthly fee that we got to pay Verizon now. Okay, so it allows them to go out in the field and do their inspections and automatically transfer it back into our server. So it reduces a lot of, administrative work.
More efficient. Okay.
Yep.
Any other questions on the budget amendments or transfers? Is there a motion to adopt the transfers and the amendments?
I'll put forth the motion to adopt the transfers and the budget amendments.
Second.
A second. We have a second. Any discussion? Any more questions? Okay, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved.
Okay, next, 2 items for the Parks Department. The first one, Steve Boyle, Parks Director, would like the board to ratify their decision to provide for a $300 credit to the families listed on the attached sheet, which I enclosed with the Our summer camp permit was with New York State, only allowed us up to 300 campers. We exceeded it, so this credit is being issued to those families whose registration was on time, but we have exceeded the $300.
Yeah, I think Steve advised us all of this, and that was the plan. And you've got the list of the families, right?
They're attached here.
Okay.
Steve Porto and yourself have talked about that, right? Yeah, because
Yeah, are we doing anything to take care of this for next year?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. Number one is we can
I've
apply
gotten
for
a lot
a permit that,
complaints.
which would allow more people. We had applied for 300, and there was an unexpected, for whatever reason, influx of registrants. Normally, we do 275, 280 is the most, and
We have 320 or something?
320 or something like that, and which we have never, in past history, we never came close to that, so we applied for the permit for 300, and to amend the permit was going to take some time, so so we had to cut it off at 300, so there were some families that didn't get in, and thus the reason for the credit.
So we have a plan for next year, so this doesn't happen.
Yes, we're either going to increase the permit, or if they feel, can't feel they can handle more than 300, we're going to make it clear to people that they've got to get their application.
I talked to Steve, what our plan is he's going to assess how this year goes and what he can do to make sure, if we can get more than 300 people, we'll try. But if we are unable to, and he thinks it's unsafe to have that many people at the park, then we're probably going to work on a system where we have residents only up to a certain date, and then if that doesn't, yeah, Wilton residents only, and then after a certain date, it's open to anybody.
Okay. I think that makes more. Because you get a permit for 350 and we get 375, we're in the
Right.
same boat.
Right, good point. Okay, did anybody make a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion to approve.
I'll second.
A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved.
Okay, Steve Boyle has submitted the park fee schedule effective September 1st, 2014, to 31st, 2015, which requires town board approval.
Yeah, I believe it's the same, they didn't change the fees, I believe they're the same as this year.
Is that true?
They're attached to the report as well.
As far as the change, no change?
No change. Okay, so we need a motion to adopt the park fee schedule effective September 1st of 14.
I'll put forth the motion to adopt the fee schedule.
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
Okay, the next one has to do with Kings Mills drainage issue that we have over there, and I think Brian's going to elaborate a little bit more on this, but I think we were in the same boat with this probably about 7 or 8 years ago. But there's emergency repair work that is required. The total cost is going to be $24,500. Town board decides to go ahead with it. We're going to need a budget transfer, but I know Brian wants to elaborate on it. Okay.
It's just extensively been monitoring it over time, and last fall, there was no major issues, and then now it's a 10-foot drop out of this outfall of this pipe, and it's eroding the embankment around to the back edge of the residents' property, and the plan is bringing some stone fill and fill it in, stabilize.
Okay.
Is that a permanent fix or a temporary Band-Aid?
You never know. I mean, the other one's been there 7, 8 years, but it's been larger stone. The whole area, there's a lot of erosion going on, in this ravine. This is the outlet of the pipe that we're going to protect. It's, town's responsibility to maintain the drainage structures, so we're doing what we need to do to protect the homeowner's property. So we have to take down some trees and bring in stone fill. I think it requires special equipment to do with long reach excavator, reach down over the bank, drop the fill in.
You think it's more of a permanent, or could it be?
You never know.
I mean, if $24,000 is a lot of money to put out if it's just a Band-Aid.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's going to be pretty heavy stone fill. The erosion is caused from groundwater coming out of the embankments. The embankments are sloughing. What the stone that's there now is still there. However, it's dropped. The material underneath it has eroded. So we're going to build it up, put in some fabric to hold it together a little bit longer. It's tough to say. There's no guarantees.
And so I mean, from an engineering standpoint, you're satisfied that this is the way to go? You can never guarantee anything that'll last.
Right.
And I think we're using Billy Morris, who did the project before, so he's familiar with
Yeah.
the issues over there.
He can mobilize relatively quickly, hopefully next week, get in there, stabilize this bank, repair it, bring in the fill. And he's gonna have to repair, gonna be utilizing one of the residents' backyards for their staging area, so he's gonna have to repair that, topsoil, hydroseed. The residents okay with that.
Right, and I think this came under, because it's determined to be an emergency,
Yeah, it's considered an emergency, but it's also, borderline for the professional services too, because Billy Morris is really, the expert in the area, I guess. So I guess what I'm asking for is a budget transfer from contingency, and that's $24,500, and also to authorize me to issue a purchase order to Billy Morris for $19,300. 300?
And Adirondack tree.
Yeah, and Adirondack tree is under the county contract, so.
2 local guys from Wilton.
and when is he going to start?
He's hoping to start next week. He's got to find out when this special equipment's available. So within the couple of weeks, he's going to jump on it as soon as he gets approval.
So right now, we have to put a motion to approve the project, then approve the money transfer? Is that what we're doing? Yeah.
Transfer to approve us to contract out with Billy Morris.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Oh, okay. I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions, discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved.
Okay, the last item, town law requires the town board, or in this case, the controller, to review all the towns that handle money, okay? And I completed my reviews of all the departments that handle money. There's no major significant findings, and all the work papers are in my office. You'll be able to see this information.
Okay, under other business, I know something came up with highway that just, we weren't able to get it on the agenda by Monday. Kirk, you want to go over that?
I'm just asking the board to say yes to, I've got to answer this as a
All right,
I'll be right there.
well, sorry, what it is, well,
I've spoken to Kurt earlier. There's a process on road paving where you have to burn the asphalt. This burn procedure is based on all the towns in the county, and 2 of the towns, Clifton Park and Boston Spa, decided to wait until next year, so we have to extend the square footage of roads. He planned on paving 24,000 square feet. In order to get that company to come down and burn the asphalt, we need a minimum of 30,000 square feet. So he's asking to pave, or to extend the 6,000 square feet of road, which would include roads that were going to be done next year. He would just do them this year, and assured me that the roads would get done this year.
he said he's got the time, he'll be able to do it.
He's got the time, the manpower to complete it this year.
Yeah, and he's not looking for money at this time. We're just going to wait till he's finished the whole season, and usually he comes in under budget, so he just wants, if for some reason it goes over at the end of the season, we would just look for a budget transfer at that point in time. But it's not like we're wasting it, because they're money that we would be doing next year on the same road, so.
Exactly.
So I don't know if that requires even any action, I don't
It's on
think.
the record, that's all. You know, Kirk just wants to make sure that the town board is notified of what he's doing. Just in case he doesn't go overboard. You know,
Right.
budget, he just wanted to make sure he'd be up front.
Without extending that 30,000 square foot of road, he's not going to be able to do any of the roads. Certain ones have to be burnt in. And so I'd rather see work get done than wait till tomorrow or next year.
Okay, before, I mean, that's the agenda. Before we go into executive session, though, we talked about the, you know, the Rolling Hills thing. Is that something that, I don't know if you determined whether it's a matter of, for executive session, or we should discuss it here?
Totally else than being on the trail. If I understand correctly from talking to Ryan earlier today, what we're talking about is whether to require an applicant to actually create a trail or to take some money in lieu of that requirement. Is that the gist of it?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, there was, on the site plan, he was to put a road in, on over town land. It's not on part of the
Right.
development land. It's been determined that we don't need that road. So what we're looking to do is to allow him not to put in the road, in exchange, give us a sum of money
Right.
for us to use in some other capacity over there.
Right, so my point is we're no longer talking about town acquiring land, we already have land.
It's town land.
Right, so I guess, from my standpoint, I'm not hearing an executive session ground
Okay.
for discussion.
So that's the circumstance. So, Ryan, you want to, the road isn't needed.
It was a maintenance access road that was proposed in 2008 with the subdivision. And it was determined, was never constructed with the subdivision. So it was determined this road, access road, was not necessary, was not needed. So this time, all right, we don't need to build a road. And 670 feet long, it cost the developer $10,950 to construct this access road. It's 10 foot wide, 12 inches of material compacted.
It's a road to nowhere.
Yeah, well, we already have an access road from the other end. The two roads come together to maintain the stormwater pond. We already have a road to maintain the stormwater.
So I guess, so in exchange for his saving $10,900, we're looking for some type of rebate, or planning fee, or what, something back to...
Was it asked, when it came to the planning board, were they required to put this road in? I don't,
I met with Ryan the other morning, I come in and looked at the plans. He also talked to Larry Gordon, and back then we were in a transitional zoning where you got, conservation subdivisions versus conventional, and we were also going through where the town, when we had our detention and retention basins, Kirk was having problems with trying to get access to some of them. So it was decided from the powers that be that, the town was going to get, the actual, instead of getting an easement on some of them, they were actually going to take possession of the land. So when we looked at this again the other day, it's a road, but it was never supposed to be a paved road. Ryan, I think it was what, 12 inches sub-base?
12 inches sub-base.
10 foot wide?
Yeah, 10 foot wide.
Right.
And, we already have an access road to the stormwater pond.
Right.
The intent.
So it was, the bottom, it was required at the time. It wasn't as, it's not a safety issue or anything. It was just something that Larry thought at the time when he was the councilman that it might help the town in the future. Hasn't had a need for it. Ryan and I reviewed the plans, not gonna have a need for it. The town now has the property. So it's one of the reasons it doesn't have to come back in front of my board. You have the jurisdiction to do whatever you want. So it's not a safety issue. I think it's a good thing not to put the road in and the town can get some fun.
this is the first I've heard of it, that's why I think John too, so.
So what we were thinking of is coming up with a number that, and I think you've had some discussions with the developer, that in lieu of putting in the road, that he would give us, and I'm just throwing out a number, maybe $5,000 to use for his...
You could say. Lower the amount, the better for him, obviously.
Where else do you need a road, Kurt?
I mean, we don't have to act on this tonight if you're not comfortable.
No,
If it's a road to nowhere, I mean, I don't...
Yeah, there's really no reason for
There's
the
no need
road.
for
I think
it.
we're just trying to get some compensation back from
It's
the...
just, it was intended, it's called out as maintenance access road.
Is it legit for him to pay back to town? I mean, I don't...
Well, it would be instead of requiring construction of the road. So, yeah, we
It's legit. Yeah, I'm all right with that. I mean, if it's a road to nowhere, I mean,
Yeah.
why
You okay with the
force,
number?
why
Yeah,
force somebody to
yeah.
build something that's
Not
not
needed.
gonna get used and
So
we
what
have to
would, Mark,
maintain?
what would the resolution be?
I think to accept a fee in lieu of requiring construction of the road.
And we wouldn't have to maintain this road.
There's
not
nothing.
built.
It's not.
No, it's not.
So, I mean, that's a win-win. We don't have to plow it, we don't have to,
No.
Is road the right term in terms of what was
Yeah.
required then, or is it more?
Maintenance access, it's only a 10-foot wide.
It was, purpose was to get to the stormwater basin, right?
Well, I mean, the purpose is questionable,
Yeah.
because we already have one from the other side
Right.
that gives you access.
Right, that's what I mean, but that,
Yeah, so you have 2 points of access, which is not necessary.
So maybe accept fee in lieu of construction of maintenance access way?
Yeah.
I guess I'd recommend that.
okay. Will someone want to move that?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion is second. Any further
And you have an
questions?
amount.
Oh, yeah, of $5,000. Okay, if there's no other questions, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Okay. Now, that concludes the meeting. We do have an executive session, and that involves personnel and the performance of certain individual town employees, the purpose of the executive session. So we need a motion to adjourn to executive session.
I'll put forth a motion to adjourn to executive session.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The board entertained some questions. I didn't sign up. On that parks department, the $300 credit is money that the people have put down as application.
No.
No, it's kind of a, I don't know what you want to call it.
Payoff.
Consolation prize?
You know, that, yeah.
I'd love to get.
Kind of a goodwill gesture that they applied, they couldn't get in, they met the deadline
Well,
and,
you had participation of people looked to that program, want to be, but why didn't paying them 300 just because you went and
Credit.
provide?
Crediting
I'm paying
them
it.
300 towards next year when they enroll.
Or other programs. They could use it for basketball, baseball.
yeah.
Right? I'm assuming
Yeah, you're right.
if they enroll next year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If they don't
yeah.
use it,
If
then
they don't enroll next year, I believe they lose that $300 credit.
Yeah, it's just a credit, it's not a payment.
Giving them something for nothing that they can, yeah, okay, but anyway, there's reasons for it. Thank you.
Are you going to be keeping track of that credit?
Yes. No, he's gonna do it. Okay,